Hold on. Welcome, everybody. We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. Any questions y'all have about selling on Amazon, drop them down below. We are just getting started. I am currently live on YT as well. Everybody, if you want to go support there, only going to be live for a bit, but I will not just be promoting on this live, don't worry. But we do have the free, absolutely free and absolutely live webinar that you guys can sign up for. I opened up signups today because there are limited spots available. That's a big mic. Yes, it is. It is. It is. So make sure y'all tap in. Chris, thank you for sharing the live. Lost, thank you for sharing the live. What up, Iman, in the YT chat? Good to see you. Appreciate anybody and everybody in the YT chat. YT stands for YouTube. Goat, what up, 4chan? Did you have a chance to look at that video? I did not. I have been running around all day, but I will check it out, and I do appreciate the insight as well, bro. In what situations would you ever recommend a student completely drop a product if they were just losing money and there was no clear direction to turning a profit? Like, I would never advise a student to go invest a bunch of money, continue to invest a bunch of money into a product if I wouldn't do it myself. How can I get my first 1,000? Step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software and find a product to sell, like a radio DJ. Yeah, this is actually I don't remember where I got this mic. Probably Amazon. Just like most things that I own. This desk, that rack. How much units should you order on your first order? Some people say more to not go out of stock. Those people are incorrect, my friend. I recommend 100 to 300 units for your test run order because you don't know if your product is even going to go out of stock, right? Of course, that's the plan, sell all the units, but you want to start small to get proof of concept. I've had students where there was like a manufacturing error where it wasn't necessarily caught by the inspection or something that they weren't even looking for on the inspection. They ordered 200 units and they're like, oh, I'm getting a lot of bad reviews from this. Well, guess what they were able to do? They were able to go on their second order and change that issue to stop getting the bad reviews and use customer service to go reach out to the customers to send them a replacement unit. If you were sitting on 1,000 units, you might just tank your listing in bad reviews if you need to pivot. Always start with a test run order. Once I get approved for selling under a brand, how can I list? It tells me that I have to wait. I do private label, so I'm not selling existing brands. I am creating my own. Are you Chaldean? No, I am Egyptian. Both my parents, born and raised in Cali. Both my parents are Egyptian. Also, y'all, I am live on YT right now. How much should your arbitrage product be? I don't do arbitrage. Ever seen an error trying to make an Amazon barcode on a temporary listing? What kind of error? I've seen lots of barcode errors. If I join your mentorship and pay for a winning product, is there a chance it will still fail? Yes, because there's no guarantee in any business. That being said, I pick a product for you that matches the criteria that I teach in the program, so you can go in there, verify it, analyze the market, as well as the market or the data that I use myself for a product. And God forbid if the product didn't work out and you did everything, by the books on to try to make it work, I would give you a new product, no charge. Do you pay your suppliers through Alibaba for trade assurance every order or only on the first order? On the first few orders. There are some suppliers, although I do not recommend it, so please make sure that you very much so trust your product. Your manufacturers. I send direct wires. How can I use AI for advertising for my product? I wouldn't use AI for advertising. Even the current AI tools that are out right now, I don't like them. I don't like fully automating PPC ads. I'm a manual guy, and because we've also tested both for different accounts, different products, a lot of different testing for PPC. Nothing comes close than manual, because even if you set up systems like, okay, if my ACoS is this percentage, my bids need to be here. Well, there's things that a computer's only going to go so far. They're not going to see past those numbers. So what if your ACoS is a little bit higher, but it's a rank campaign and you're okay with a high ACoS because it's driving organic rank, which is going to get you more organic sales, which is going to lower your TACoS, total advertising cost of spend. So I don't like AI tools for ads. Your students who have paid for winning products, how many of them have failed? So one thing to note is not every single person who's ever failed in my mentorship has told me, just like every single person who has succeeded in my mentorship hasn't necessarily told me. I have had a handful of students have failed products. I would say 2 or 3 of those handful of students did product selection. So hey, I only had 2K to start out. Any advice? Save up 1K more and go through the process, create an Amazon seller account, and find a potential product to sell. You know, I'm sure that if we all were to look at our monthly spend, we can, you know, cut things out that aren't necessarily necessities in life. And then you take that excess and you use that to go start a business, launch a product, whatever you're trying to do to make more money. And then you can use the money that you make from that once you're profitable and build a business to buy the things that you want. How are you using Search Query Report and brand analytics for your advertising needs? These are 2 of my favorite reports. Brand metrics and Search Query Report. These are 2 metrics or 2 reports that you get for when you're brand registered on Amazon. So with the Search Query Report, if you notice, I actually have a video on TikTok about this. You might kind of probably far down in the videos, but essentially this is going to give you a breakdown of some of the top keywords that are used for your competitors or even keywords that you use in your listing. There's a few metrics to look at. It's going to show you impression share. So this is how much of the share in the marketplace of impressions you're getting. So if you see a very important keyword and you're only getting 1% impression share, well, then that's an indicator that I should probably be more aggressive on that keyword in my PPC ad campaigns. Or you also going to see click share. So this is how much of the clicks for any given keyword that you're getting. Same thing as impression share. If you see that you're getting a lot of impressions, but not a lot of clicks, maybe this is an indicator for you, not necessarily just to be aggressive on your ads, but also to change things like your main image, your title, reviews. And then you also have conversion share. So this is how the conversion rate that you're getting on each one of these individual keywords. If your conversion isn't good, and you see that in the Search Query Report, you can then go over to your listing, try to make optimizations, again, reviews, images, title, bullet points, description, A+ content to try to increase conversion. And then with brand analytics, it's going to show you the main thing that I like to look at in brand analytics. There's a lot of different things to look at, but that's going to be your conversion rate. This is both conversion for organic and PPC ads. So it's going to show you your brand. It's going to show you average or the medium, and then it's going to show you category top. So category average, category top. Your brand, it's going to show you your conversion rate. So let's say it's 10%. And then it's going to show you the average of all the products. So let's say that's 12%. And then it's going to show you the top competitor, what their conversion rate is. Let's say that's 25%. If I was at 10, category average was at 12, and then category top was at 25, this is a clear indicator to me that I'm not converting as well as the average product in the market, which means that I should probably do things to increase my conversion, optimizing my listing and reviews. Vampire, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. By the way, everybody, don't forget, in about 32 minutes, I am hosting a free live webinar. You guys can sign up in the TikTok bio, going over step by step how to sell on Amazon. And the theme of all the webinars, this webinar and every webinar that I will ever do, is all value, no fluff. Meaning that by the end of the webinar, I don't want you to just hear the webinar and be like, okay, well, what am I going to do with this? But have actual steps that you can use and deploy to start and launch a business. Vampire and Fahid, thank you so much for the follow. Luwal, thank you so much for the follow. Is there a certain way to keep track of margins and expenses that make it easier? Yes, you can use a good old-fashioned expenditure report on Excel. You can use tools like QuickBooks. You can also use tools like Helium 10. Sorry, I was looking at a message. You can also use tools like Helium 10. So you connect your Amazon account to Helium 10, and then what that allows you to do is you plug in your cost of goods, you plug in your shipping per unit. Helium is going to know what your Amazon FBA fees are. It's going to see your storage fees because it's connected to Amazon, all that, and it's going to dump out what your margin is. So yeah, fairly easy. Do you personally keep track of your inventory and prevent stockouts? I have VAs, but for some accounts, yes. How long until I start seeing progress? On average, 3 to 6 months until from knowing nothing about Amazon to having a product live on Amazon. Let's go. And keep in mind, 2 of those months are going to be like manufacturing and shipping. Will Helium 10 calculator include PPC cost? Yes. How long with coaching progress? Same thing, 3 to 6 months. I think coaching can fast track that. But again, keep in mind, guys, that 3 of those months are manufacturing because it's going to take 20 to 30 days for your product to be manufactured. And then it's going to take 30 to 40 days for your product to be shipped. And then it's going to take about 10 to 14 days for your products to be checked in. So I'm including that in that 3 to 6 months. It could, for example, if you did it all on your own, I've seen people do product research in a month, in 3 weeks, in 2 weeks. With like the product selection option, I would just give you a product, and then you also have all the guides from A to Z. You have the mentorship. So there's a quote: "A smart man learns from his mistakes." That's a funny comment right there. A smart man learns from his mistakes, and a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Again, everybody, make sure you guys are locked in for the webinar that starts in 29 minutes, going over my exact steps and strategies on how to sell on Amazon. And just figured we'd do a little live right before as well, get everybody's questions. My tacos has been around 30%, which is break even, but due to transaction being deferred, my balance remains negative and I lose money. Is this normal? I get charged for ads though. I would reach out to Amazon Jag. You shouldn't be in the negative if your margins are not. I don't know if you reached out to Amazon originally about those deferred payments, but I would reach out, try to get to the bottom of that. It's unfortunate. You could also try to go into your payment reports and see if it's going to give you a breakdown of those deferred payments as well. Should be able to find that in your in the report section. Where's the webinar? You can sign up in the TikTok bio. Let's go. Also posted some absolute gem videos on the TikTok today. Second to last video is the reality of selling on Amazon in 2025. And then the last video I posted is what you should expect when you start selling on Amazon. Is it free? Yes, the webinar is 100% free. You guys can lock in your spots in the TikTok bio. And that video about the reality of selling on Amazon is, there's just so much that you hear about selling on Amazon nowadays. And something that I'll say is all information is not created equal. I read a conversation, I'm not going to reread it today, but I read a conversation of somebody who sells on Amazon telling me, I watched a video and they say it's going to be the end of Amazon because of this. And we discussed it. We broke it down and they were like, oh yeah, never mind. That person was wrong. How many employees do you have? And they all from Upwork. Who was the first person you hired? Who was the first person? The first person I hired was just like a regular VA. I have quite a few employees, some full-time, some just off one-off job freelancers. Also keep in mind a majority, it's the, I can't, it, you'll see it in there, bro. It's the one that's not YT or Insta. But sorry, back to the original question. So keep in mind, a majority of my employees are not from my Amazon FBA business. Therefore, managing my other funnels off of Amazon. Therefore, advertising. I have a video editor, I have a graphic design team. I have a project manager who oversees all my employees and all my major projects. I have a Facebook ad guy, a YouTube management person. I have quite a few VAs. I have a product research team that's for Amazon. I have my entire listing creation team. So the people who create my images, my bullet points, title, A+ content for Amazon. That's a full-time team. Trying to think who else. Obviously a CPA, that doesn't really count as an employee. That's more of just when I need my taxes done. Trying to think. I have a manager for my product research team so that they oversee that, and then I oversee them. And I believe that's it. For your Amazon business, are those freelancers from or employees from Upwork? A majority, yes. Nowadays I also have my project manager find me employees. So that's one of his jobs. Let's say that I need, honestly, any employee, insert employee here. If I need an employee, he'll go out, interview people, find the people he shortlisted, send them to me. I'll look it over, and sometimes he'll conduct the interview process. Sometimes I will. What was the best product you launched? Probably a supplement product and a home decor product. Those are probably the top two by far. Can you explain step by step how to start? So I have quite a few videos on this. Step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software and find a product to sell. I would go to my free webinar that I'm hosting in 24 minutes, and I'm actually going to break down my 5-step process on how to start, launch, and scale an Amazon business. Where's your project manager, like Upwork? No. Project manager, that's a whole story about that. But essentially, long story short, got poached from another company. And, oh yeah, I don't know. Should we tell the whole story? I knew him previously, or I knew of him previously. We got on an interview. We go through the interview process, and I was just, I was kind of neutral. Wasn't good, wasn't not good, wasn't bad, wasn't amazing. And, I just keep going through my day. And then I get a text. I get a text a few days later. Hey, Luke, this is so-and-so. We interviewed you interviewed me for this position. And this is where it gets interesting, because in the moment I was offended. I was like, why? Like, I even told him, I was like, why? How did you get my number? Why would you text me if I never gave you my number? And he's like, I did this reverse algorithm lookup, boom, 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 and I was able to manage to get your number. I was offended. I blocked him. And then I'm sitting there a few days later, and I'm like, that's actually kind of a G move, to be honest. You interview with someone, like that book behind me, he 10x'd it. He wanted the job so bad that he reached out, never had anyone do that. So I unblocked him, and I was like, hey, bro, let's actually give this a try. And so he was working, he did great. And, he provided value. So he just started saying, oh, I can help you with this. Oh, I see this wrong. And he didn't say it like that, but he was like, I see you can make improvements here, so I can help you. I'll do it for free. Boom, 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 boom. And then at some point he just stepped into a position where he was so valuable that I was like, brother, you just manage all the projects. Scott, thank you so much for the follow. I had a product hijacked by Amazon, so I stopped. Amazon, I would like to hear more about that, because you hear things like this, but Amazon doesn't actually hijack products, because Amazon Basics actually doesn't launch any new products, and they haven't for years. So Amazon themselves isn't going to take a brand and be like, oh, we're going to launch this and we're going to take it under our own company. The only case is Amazon does do like liquidation. So let's say that a company liquidated, Amazon's either going to throw that onto pallets and sell it at auction, or they're going to resell it on Amazon themselves. But that's only until the inventory is out. Belly, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. What about Shopify? What about it? Hart, thank you so much for the follow. How can a project manager hire people effectively if they don't understand every business like Amazon, YouTube, etc.? So this is where it gets interesting. I never had the intent to hire a project manager. It was never this thing where I was like, oh, I need someone who can oversee everything. And I would think the same thing. There's nobody who can understand Amazon, YouTube, this industry, that industry. And there is, and he doesn't necessarily know every single thing about every single industry. But if anyone's ever watched the show Entourage, there's a character in there, Lloyd. And Lloyd is an assistant. All he is an assistant. But Lloyd can do everything, right? And my cousin always told me, because we watched that show, both of us, he's like, you need a Lloyd in your life, somebody that you can just allocate tasks to. And so when this guy stepped up, it's not that he knows everything about every industry. He's an expert in Amazon, so that he knows. But then in terms of all the other things, he just knows how to deploy his resources to find these things out. And he's done a great job at it since. And so if you find somebody like that, why would I not want to keep them around? Makes my life 10 times easier. What up, brother? What up? What up, Kevin? One of the mentorship students. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for sharing the live. So when I sell my products, who is going to print? Can Amazon do it? If you do FBA, Amazon does everything. It is for a fee, but Amazon does everything. I don't touch my product. I don't ship my product. Nothing. GD, thank you so much for the follow. Couldn't get the buy box from them. So that's not Amazon taking your listing, number one. Number two, the only reason that they had units of yours to sell was because I'm assuming those are your returns. Sometimes Amazon returns that they don't deem sellable, they'll add them onto your listing and throw them under used. It probably was a pricing issue why the buy box was taken from you. And there's things that you probably could have done to get the buy box back, but that again doesn't mean that Amazon took your listing. Hello, what up, TRV? Good to see you. Happy New Year. How do you feel about wholesale? Not a fan. Can you see yourself working a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life? No. 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 If God forbid I was ever in a position where, I had no income or whatever, I would figure out anything to not have a 9 to 5 job. I think it's a blessing. Anybody who does have a job, and I don't think that it's a bad thing at all. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't. Not that I couldn't. I'm capable of doing it, and I'll be a dang good worker, but no. I also feel like with the things, not that I'm the smartest or you know what I mean? Like there's people who are levels ahead of me. So I'm not trying to sound arrogant here, but like, I just feel like with everything that I know at this level, if I went and worked another job, I would just be wasting time. Like I would want to figure out, okay, what product can I go deploy? How can I figure out funding? Or even like, again, if I was at ground zero broke, I'd be like, okay, how can I try to use somebody else's resources with my knowledge so that we can build back up? But I ain't going back to a 9 to 5. How did you start? I was working for my cousins who were also Amazon sellers, and they taught me everything that I know. We got a YT comment. When you say you need 3K to start, is that just for the product, or does that include inspection, shipping, samples? Depends on the product. When I say 3K, that's for product and shipping. If you wanted to include samples and inspection, I would say at minimum would be 3,500 May. Do you need insurance for FBA? Yes. Once you hit 10K plus in sales, but insurance can be like $40, $50 a month. How old are you? 25. Born in 99. Luke, how much inventory do you in how do you manage inventory effectively? It's honestly not, it's really not that hard. Number one, Amazon has built-in notifications to tell you if you're at a certain level, you got to go, you got to replenish inventory. In the beginning, most sellers are going to run out of stock, especially if they don't have the capital to re-inject into the business. But running out of stock is not the end all be all of Amazon, number one. And number two, after a few reorders, you understand inventory forecasting. So on average, I'm selling this many units a month. It's going to take this many months for my product to be manufactured and shipped. So I need this many units in stock in order to not go out of stock. And it becomes a science, especially as your sales become more established and consistent. How much is your sales? This is just one of 4 accounts. What kind of insurance? It depends on the products, but it is, I'm blanking on the name. It's like for consumer good products. Blanking on the name. If we have net 30% margin before PPC, is it possible to get that after PPC? Yes, but not on your very first order. You're going to scale your margins up as you order more units. How do I start Amazon FBA? Step 1, get an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software and find a product to sell. If you guys want to lock in, start your new year right, and learn step by step how to sell on Amazon, I am hosting a free webinar that is starting in 15 minutes. You can sign up in the TikTok bio, the LINKTREEE. I can't say the words. The ink tree, minus the first letter. For private label, you make a brand and put your brand on other products. Yes, correct. What's the best products to sell? A product with good market numbers. It's not just one good product to sell. There's many good products to sell. I'm planning to sell the same product that another good few seller is already offering. Hacks, you should join the mentorship you should join the webinar that I'm hosting. It's free, 100% free. All you guys got to do is sign up for it and attend. And the reason I say that you should attend that is because you're going to learn something about differentiating and copying a product that I'm going to be sharing on that call. If I sell the same product, will I be infringing? As long as they don't have any patents, no, but you shouldn't just copy and paste what somebody else is doing. Do we have to launch more products or scale the existing product? You do both. Floor, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the live vibing, asking questions, rocking with me today. Just thought I would hop on here really quickly before we start the live webinar. Very excited for it. It is the second webinar that I've ever done. I'm the king of TikTok lives, and I wanted a more in-depth way to share this information with y'all. We also do Q&A at the end, and I'm going to be giving away a special bonus at the end of the webinar. So stay tuned. Hacks, thank you so much for the follow. If we copy another new seller with few reviews, will we fail? Not necessarily, but that's not the approach that you want to take. Which Amazon are you selling? Private label. Brown people love our bonus. You're funny, Muck. That was funny. Sometimes I read comments out loud without reading them in my head. Got to filter these comments sometimes. No, it's funny. But make sure that you guys lock in. I'll probably head out here in a second so that Shlo, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. So we may not fail if we copy, but we could do better if we differentiate. Yes, that is my opinion. Hey, what do you sell on Amazon? I don't share my exact products, but I sell in lots of different categories: home and kitchen, health and household, office products, toys and games, baby products. I mean, EU, USA, UK. I mean, USA is the biggest market. So if I was going to sell a product, I would probably want my product to be in a market where it had the most amount of people. Do you have a course? I do. And I like to think of it more of a mentorship program than a course, because it's not just some video guides that you get and call it a day, never hear from me again, and don't actually have any guidance. It is a true mentorship program. Luke, how do you determine if your product failure or not? If you lost money and you have no clear way of becoming profitable, then it's probably a fail. Even if you break even, but you have a clear way of ranking and becoming profitable, I'd say that's a win. How do you deal with packaging for your branding? My manufacturer will handle all that. I just design it, or I have a designer design it. Do you recommend getting into collagen product? No, supplements is the most expensive and one of the most competitive categories on Amazon. Do you have various trademarks for your products? You don't trademark products. You trademark the brand name or a brand logo. So I have multiple brands, so I trademark all my brand names. How much is the mentorship? $2K USD with product selection, where I select your product for you based on the criteria that I use and teach. $4K USD. Do you manage your own certified returns? We used some products we would have the inventory sent back to us, but now Amazon actually allows us to put it back into our inventory as used, depending on the condition of the product. Have you ever copied another seller's product? How did that go? Go watch my video, bro. It's not far down my page. I actually think that I posted it yesterday, fourth to last video on my page. Yeah, it is. Fourth to last video, not including pinned videos, how I failed this product, or how I failed selling this product on Amazon. That is a story about how I share the product too, how I copied a product exactly on Amazon, and how I failed selling that product. Do we sell on Walmart? You can. It's good to be omnipresent, have your product everywhere. I want to give you my money. You seem aware of what you're doing. I appreciate that, brother. That's why I do these lives. That's why I do these videos. That's why I teach people, because not saying that there's not other good information out there, but I do believe that not all information is created equal. I want to be the guy who doesn't gatekeep in any information, who people actually get value from. So if y'all, for example, if y'all attend the webinar, you're going to see that some people create webinars solely to just, it's all fluff, and then at the end they present an offer. The theme, just blanking on the word there, the theme of my webinar is all value, no fluff, because I want people to actually have a guide that they can use, get off the webinar and be like, okay, I know the steps, I took my notes, let's get it. I would like to take the mentorship because I want to start from scratch. Let's get it. You can also apply for the mentorship in the TikTok bio. Do you have to go to China to visit your suppliers? No, not even. No, never been to China in 6 years. Never been to China ever, but I've been selling on Amazon 6 years and never had the need to. I think it would be sweet and I want to. I also sell on Amazon. The products that we get are NSL. I'm trying to find someone who buys them for parts. Are you a private label seller? Pooh, thank you so much for the follow. I can vouch. I got hella value from Big Bro Luke. I appreciate you, brother. Are you Canadian or American? American, born and raised in Southern California. Yes, but what if you copied someone in a good market? The gummies was in a bad market. The gummies wasn't in a bad market. The average revenue in the market was tens of thousands of dollars. How much is the mentorship? 2K USD for just the mentorship, and with product selection, where I will select your product for you based on the criteria I use and teach, 4K USD. But everybody, the webinar is in 8 minutes. Y'all make sure that you lock in. Can you buy a car incorporate with Amazon FBA? Talk to a CPA about that if you're talking about write-offs. We sell on Amazon, but also get company returns. Okay, nice. But I'm about to go prep, everybody. God bless. If you guys are interested in the mentorship program, you can check out the AMZ Masterclass, the Harvard of Amazon private label education. And if you guys want to attend the free webinar, go lock in your spot now. God bless you all. You cannot listen to the webinar here, but it's in the LINKTREE link tree in my TikTok bio. If you can't find it, go to the IG bio. You can find the link tree there, and you guys can sign up. So go lock that in, or even the YT bio, YouTube. It's in all the bios. You guys can find the webinar there, but I will not be live on TikTok for it. Let's go. Yeah, but the average reviews was 19K in the market. Yes, but it's that now. I launched that product in 2020. how you can select product for launch. If you are in my mentorship program, I have a product selection option available there. But everybody, God bless. Hopefully see you all on the webinar. All right, YouTube, God bless. See you soon.